Hi, I'm Pierre Escobas from Riviera Macro. Today is the glorious winter day on the French Riviera, as you can see. It's pretty cold. It was 0 centigrade when I came here this morning, and it's probably been freezing at -10 last night. It's a great day for a hike. We're gonna go down there on the plateau and have a cup of coffee, and then I'll show you what's in my bag in 2022. So it's midday now. I've been walking for about 2 hours and I found this beautiful place with these big rocks. So it's time for a break. And before I show you what's in my bag, I want to fly the drone, and also I want to make myself a nice cup of hot coffee. So I'm going to go and get some dead wood. All right, I've changed locations again after I had my coffee and a piece of cake, because it's crazy warm right now. It's unbelievable. It's probably 12, 15 degrees almost now, and it was freezing this morning. It's time to show you what's in my bag. That's the purpose of this video. So first, let's talk about the bag. Like everybody else, I've got several photo bags. I've got actually two main ones, the low pro bag. I love them. They're very good, very convenient, but they're not adapted to the kind of photo I do when I come here, because I need to carry my gear the whole day, but I also need to hike, as you've seen. I need to carry food, I need to carry water, I need to carry other things, and the photo bags are just not that convenient for that. They're not big enough. I can't put all my stuff in there. So I've resorted to using this bag, which has been absolutely fantastic. Over the past 2 years, I've used this simple backpack. It's a very cheap backpack from Decathlon, the big outdoor store, and I actually got it for €8 on a flea market. So it was a good deal, brand new. This bag has been incredibly solid, incredibly convenient, incredibly comfortable. So that's what I use when I go on day outings, hike 5-10 kilometers a day with my gear on my back, and it's more convenient and I can carry more. How do I manage the photo gear? Because the bag is not adapted for that. Well, very simply, I bought from Amazon an insert which fits right in the bag. Okay, that's it. We're going to have a look at the contents, but that's my photo bag. So that's a very good option if you have a hiking bag and you want to carry your gear and other things. Well, get one of these inserts from Amazon. It's very cheap and that's very convenient, and your gear is just as protected as it would be in a normal photo bag. So let's open it and see what I have. So remember, I do macro photography, so I need to carry specialized gear. And what I like to do is bring with me equipment for different situations. Sometimes I bring less because it's less to carry if I know exactly what I want to photograph. If I go, for example, on a dragonfly photo shoot, I would not bring everything that's in here. But if I come on a day like this, I'm not sure what I'm gonna find, and I may have different opportunities, then I bring more gear. My main camera for the past year and a half has been the Nikon Z6. Going mirrorless has been a great choice. And this is fantastic because I can do both photo and video. And video, macro video has become very important to me. I do a lot of video of insects, and so when I go on a shoot, I do both photo and video now. So the mirrorless Z6, and now the lenses. I'm using basically 3 lenses. For a year and a half too, I've been using almost constantly the IRIX 150mm lens. I've done a review on it. If you haven't seen the review, just go check my other videos. This is a fantastic lens. It's great for proxy photography, large insects, and it's fantastic for video. This is definitely my main tool for macro video. I wouldn't do any video with another lens now because it's so convenient, and I explained that in my review of the lens. Okay, so the IRIX 150. I also use the Laowa 100mm for more for portraits and close-up videos, because this lens can go up to 2:1 magnification, so it's better for me for portraits of very small insects and to use with flash for high magnification. It's an excellent lens. I have had it for a number of years and very sturdy, you know, excellent. Just only praise for this lens too, very sharp. And the third situation which I encounter often is I want to shoot flying insects, I want to shoot dragonflies, butterflies, so I need to be far away from my subjects. For this, I bring a 300mm. This is my Nikon 300 f4 lens. It's absolutely fantastic, very sharp. The working distance is also small, so I can get quite close and get good magnification with the lens itself, native. I've used it a lot for in-flight images of dragonflies this year, for example. If I want to get more reach, I will couple it with an extender. So I have a 1.7 extender, which gives me more reach. The focal length becomes about 510mm. So for dragonflies, for example, it's very useful. I can sit on the other side of the pond and still get good close-up shots of the dragonflies. I use that for video too, this combo. And finally, to pair with the 300mm also, if I want more magnification, I will add an extension tube, just one. I use the 37mm extension tube, which gives me better magnification. And sometimes I use the 3 together, the extender, the extension tube, and so I play with combinations depending on the subject. So that's it for the photo gear, except one thing, flash. When I want to do macro, high magnification, I need flash. So I use mostly my Meike MK320 with my DIY diffuser. You've seen this in other videos. We'll do a video about this one. Because it doesn't work very well with the Z6, I also use the Godox TT350. Okay, so flash. And the other lighting accessory I use is this. I've used for the past 2 years LED lights, but that's for macro video mostly. I don't use them for photo, but I use them mostly for video. So I like these ones, the small cube lights from Ulanzi, because they're very small, very light, and they give good lighting. But I've tried also other lights. We'll talk about that another time. I mount them on small tripods like this small Gorilla Pod, or I like to clamp them also on my tripod using these Manfrotto nano clamps and these small magic arms. I use a pair. I brought only one today to show you, but that's very convenient. I can choose the orientation of the light. So this has been part also of my gear on every photo shoot. And because we're talking about these kind of accessories, I also always bring something to diffuse the light or bounce the light. So I have, for example, this tiny one, diffuser reflector here, and inside it's a white diffuser. I also use my own DIY diffusers, and these I also clamp or put on the grass or whatever. Very useful, and I need them always mostly for photography, but also sometimes for video. Look at the sun on my face. Normally, to get a nicer light for this video, I'd have to have an umbrella like this. And of course, I don't have one. But when I do video, often I need to have a more homogeneous light. And I use a diffuser over my subject. So this. And most important, the clamps. My hardware store clamps, I wouldn't go anywhere without them. They're useful just about everything, clamping the diffusers or the reflectors like this to hold a branch, to put a subject, etc. They're indispensable, in my opinion, for the macro photographer. So very cheap from the hardware store. And that's it for the photo gear. Now, let's close this and see what else I have. As I told you, I use a backpack because I need more than my photo gear. So let's see what I have. I remove this, put it here. Okay. I take a tarp with me, a small plastic tarp. I don't mind getting muddy or getting dirty or getting wet, but sometimes it's just too muddy or too wet, and I need to put something on the ground to lie down and shoot at the level of the flowers of the insects. So I have always a little tarp like this. Of course, lunch, very important because I go full days, so I have always a little bit of food. And as you have seen today, now I have a coffee making set, which I'm going to use again. Definitely, it was great to make fresh coffee here on the field. Word of warning, I wouldn't do that in summer. It's just too dry here. The risk of fire is too important. But now with the snow, it's not a problem. So I could make myself this little coffee using bushcraft. Now, side pockets. There are two side pockets here. One has my water bottle. So you see, between the water, the coffee, the food, that's quite a lot of things to carry in addition to the photo gear. And in the other pocket, I have a bit of safety equipment. I have a knife always with me. I like to have a Mora. It's good knives. Never know. And also I have a safety blanket. I hike by myself in places where there's nobody or somebody might not come around in a long time if I break a leg or something like this. So it's better to have some kind of safety equipment. And that's it. So what else do I have in the bag? I carry my glasses, of course, always. I need them to read the screens. And I often, not always, but often bring a GPS. Why? I don't think I'm going to get lost around here. It's easy to find one's way, but I like the GPS to record locations where I've seen interesting things. For example, I'm going to mark these rocks here because it's a good location for filming or to do another photo shoot, and I'm going to mark them with the GPS. Around here, for example, I've marked water holes, I've marked burrows from the large spiders that live here, so I can find them if I want to photograph them again, etc., etc. So that's a good tool to record the interesting places. So I often carry that with me. That's it, more or less. And I think next year I'm going to add only one thing, or next season I'm going to add only one thing, just a pair of small binoculars. I might see interesting birds. We have vultures here, for example, so it's always interesting to have a look. The dragonflies too, so I'm probably going to carry them, although it's a bit heavy, but you know, it might be useful. And that's it. I've fine-tuned this package over the past 2 seasons. I'm very happy with it. I can go full day now without, you know, missing anything or missing any kind of shot. So I think I've come up with a good solution. So I hope you have enjoyed the video. I fine-tuned this pack for my photo outings over the past 2 seasons, so I'm very happy with it now. If you have questions, please leave the questions in the comments. I'll try to answer. And it's time to go home now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.